Hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? I'm very joyful to read today. Finally, I got some good news for you guys. Hopefully, you're doing as great as Post Malone because he is out here finding himself. He has turned a new leaf, a new musical era, shall we say, within like the last year, maybe year and a half or so. He has switched from being our pop boy to now our country boy. I love it. I love it. I really do love it. I've always been a fan of Post Malone since day one when he came out with Congratulations. Me and my little niecey Pooh, we would love to sing Congratulations. Um, yeah, I enjoyed White Iverson. I mean, Post Malone was just the man at one point. And it seemed like he kind of died off a little bit, but he seems like he said, I mean, even in the song, like he said, his mama called him and said, I saw you on TV. And even he said in the same quote of that same song that they said, I wouldn't be nothing. Now they saying congratulations. So we see that he's coming to terms, finding himself. You know what? The best way, honestly, pop is mainstream. Like, let's be honest here. Like, if you really want to be successful, wow, English. If you really want to be successful, go into the pop stream because pop is what for short? Pop culture music. So pop music is what's popular in the current American mainstream music industry. So if you want to be mainstream and if you want to be known like Chappelle Larone is trying to do, you're gonna have to jump into the pop category and ride the pop wave. And then once you get a fan base, once you really get to know your fans, you get to know them, you can stay on pop street, or you could do like what Miley Cyrus does, go into country, go into retro, go into rock. You know, be versatile. Once you have an audience, once you have a fan base, a well-established fan base that shows that they are dedicated to you, they love you, they show up, and even when you do some experimental stuff, they are still standing by your side. Those are the loyal ones that are going to be with you when you go on this and embark on this new journey. And Post Malone just recently closed. This is how mainstream and influential he is. He was the headliner, the person to end Coachella with a 90-minute performance. And at the very end of it, when he performed Sunflowers, how ironic, right? A lover boy. I just love it. Just soft, ooh, I love me some Post Malone. But when he performed Sunflowers, he had a very nice motivational speech saying, you need to support yourself because nobody else here is going to do this for you. So if you don't have the courage, if you don't think you can do it, then you're not going to really get anywhere because nobody else is going to make strides and make moves for you to make it. You're going to have to be the one. If you want something, you got to go out there and get it. I just recently said this, ironically, in my Coachella video last time, if you look back at that, when I was talking about Bernie Sanders and how I just recently heard, and the sentiment that I was getting from him was make the change, be the change you want to be. If you want this, go forge the path for this. Who cares if it's a path less traveled? It's your path, you do it. How fitting I'm talking about this in the sign of Aries, which I just recently did a reading on who. Oh, yes. Danielle Bergoli or Bat Baby talking about that strong Aries energy of standing strong and standing independent. However, I digress back to Post Malone. He's on this journey. He's 29, getting ready to go on 30. So he's experienced or at the very end of his Saturn return. So therefore, he has gone through a life change, a metamorphosis. So therefore, if he's just recently gone through that, his Saturn is in Pisces, and Pisces is all about the fish swimming in two directions. You're both spiritual and you're both earthly. Yet at the same time, you feel boxed and trapped because you don't know where to go because you're pulled in two different directions. You want to be physical, tangible, and grounded, but all at the same time, you're lofty, have your mind thinking in other places and very artistic and creative, that you can just pull things almost like a magician, almost pull things out of a rabbit hat and make it and manifest it. That is Piscean energy. So because of that, for that to be in his Saturn return, Pisces is definitely also a sign of music and influence through the music, because music is all about frequencies and waves and the flows, the ebbs and the flows, the pulls, that emotions that you get in your heartstrings with the way music resonates with your body. That's all Piscean. There's maybe a little bit of Leo too, but like for real, just breaking it down real quick. So the fact that his Saturn, which is all about learning a lesson, all about standing strong, maybe he needed to do something, fix something in this life, need to find his identity and who he is and who he wants to be in the music industry, and what he wants to do with his fame and notoriety. Like I was recently just saying, to not lose track or lose purpose of the goal. And he truly has embraced country. Like he is country down. Okay, if I didn't know any better, I would have thought he started off as country. He's like a male. I see him as like the male version of Taylor Swift, just the roles switched. Taylor was more pop, and now she turned country. People still say she's pop. But here is Post Malone pop going to country. So it's like it's something about Post Malone's story that just has me excited. Could it be more beautiful? And that's exactly why I'm here to read the cards, because honestly, I need the cards to tell me this beautiful story. That's why I said I hope you're feeling as great as Post Malone right now, because he is truly feeling himself, and he's getting ready to. He had a hit song just 11 months ago called wait. I can't need some help, or I could use some help. Let's see. I actually forget the name of the Post Malone song, and I just listened to it. Post Malone. Yes, I Ain't Coming Back is his new album or new song track that he's supposed to be doing with Morgan Wallace. Yes, okay. It was called I Had Some Help. That was the name of the first song that him and Marvin Wallace released a year ago. Almost. It was 11 months ago, at least as of the time of this recording. And him and Marvin Wallace are going to collab yet again with another song called I Ain't Coming Back. Honestly, please, somebody tell me down in the comments, has Post Malone collaborated with Luke Bryan yet? Because I enjoy me some Luke Bryan. Okay. We like country over here. We eclectic over here at the Crone's Treasure Chest in all senses, all fashions. So we enjoy some country over here, and we're enjoying the new country that this wave of Gen Z is bringing. It's like Renaissance meets country. But I digress. Another thing is, what has surprised me is I didn't know Post Malone had turned this new leaf, but I have seen the Uber Eats commercials where it's him and Jelly Roll. And I was just like, wow, Jelly Roll. I'm like, cool. Post Malone's collaborating with country. I'm like, he fits the bill. I'm like, he looks scruffy like a country boy, if you ask me. I'm not trying to be like playing any stereotypes here, but he just gives me rough, rugged, and tough. I mean, what else do we want from our countrymen? Am I missing something? But yeah, no. So because of that, it just didn't dawn on me that he for real was embracing country. That he wasn't just collaborating. That he wasn't just dipping his toes in there like Beyonce just to say I've done country. He truly, really does love country, and for that, he is authentically himself, and he is going to soar because of that. So I'm getting way ahead of myself. Let me just read the cards. The cards are going to tell me how this new journey for his career is going to go. I mean, we already know it's going to be amazing. He headlined Coachella. He ended Coachella. What more could you want? The Nine of Pentacles. I love that. I love that. Let's see, what is his foundation? The Magician. Upside down. We'll see. Okay, that's supposed to be upside down. We have the 10 of Swords. Very fitting. I could see that. Ooh, 2 of Cups above his head. I love that. And in his near future, the Daughter of Pentacles. Okay, okay, okay. Let me just see what this magician could mean upside down, because that is quite peculiar. Because that's not an energy, at least I see. That's not an energy you would want to have upside down, because the magician is about being all creative. But you know what? Maybe this could be talking about, because from the past he was in the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords is I don't want to say accepting defeat, but knowing that you have run your course in a particular genre of music, or have just ran a course, a stage, a chapter in your life. He's reached 27, 28, 29. So now it's time to start a new chapter, a new Saturn, for that new Saturn return to come back when he's 50. That's going to be your second Saturn return. And that's when you have your midlife crisis. But I digress. The Ten of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles here, not the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords represents a symbolization of that chapter, the ending being kind of brutal. The Ten of Swords wiped out. You almost caught me dead, but there's still a brighter future ahead. Even though I ended this patch rough, there's brighter futures and brighter days ahead of me, and that's exactly what I see in his future with this daughter or page of pentacles. All's lost. All what they usually say, that all's well. All that doesn't end well. All's well ends well. That's how he's feeling. Life, you can get another like do-over in life. It's not like second chances, but once you really get committed, like as this magician says upside down, like before I read the meaning, I haven't even pulled it up yet in the book, but just to say about this magician, symbolizing the fact that he was in that Ten of Swords stage. So in the Ten of Swords, you're not feeling very bippity boppity boop. You don't think you can make things magically happen. It's kind of depressing, honestly. It's hard to stay in your elements, in your creative elements. Like I said, Saturn and Pisces, about his creative. And this is what we're talking about, him turning a new leaf with his career. And within the last year and a half or two, he has taken a breath of fresh air with his career. And that's what I could be seeing with this magician. He could be feeling a little bit like a fish out of water with this magician. Like he's trying to manifest and it's not coming out to fruition like he wants it to be. And it could just be the fact that he's still lingering in that Ten of Swords energy, and that's keeping him and holding him back. But him right now at this very present moment, he is the Nine of Pentacles. And that Nine of Pentacles is very beautiful. It's usually the woman sitting up there looking all high and fresh and pretty with a little birdie on her hand. And she's just living the finer things of life. You might as well just feed her a grape off of a vine, why don't you? That's how he's feeling. He's feeling that his career has given him the opportunities and the abilities to explore himself, to express himself, to find himself, to embark on this journey to figure out who is Post Malone and where does Post Malone want to show up. It's like Congratulations 2.0. He's like, yeah, I made it then, but now Post Malone has made it. He knows who he is. And that's where this Two of Cups is coming from in his head area. It's emotional time for him. It's an emotional period because he's reconnecting with his fan base. But most importantly, twos are always yes, connecting with somebody else, but first and foremost, you have to be able to connect with yourself first. So twos are always going to symbolize finding a balance and pair within yourself. There are two yous. You have your shadow self and your light self. You have your good you and you have your bad you. You got to work through all those yous to make them one cohesive person, which is kind of like what I'm feeling with this magician, because the magician is the number one. It is unity. It is all four elements. It is everything coming together. And if he's slowly integrating those parts within himself, slowly building his pieces, his self-confidence and who he is and building himself up, then yes, the magician's going to be a little bit upside down right now because maybe he doesn't truly know what he wants to manifest quite yet in this particular moment. But he does know for a fact that whatever he does truly manifest is going to be manifested for himself. It's not going to be to please anybody else. It's going to be to please Post Malone first. As I like to call him, Posty. We're going to please Posty first. So what do I see here with the Magician in reverse? Okay. The Magician in reversed means a physician. It means, oh wow, okay. I don't like this meaning, but the one thing I'm going to the one thing I will ride with is the fact that it is a discomfort of time. They said the one thing, even though I don't really like the way this is phrased, I'm going to explain it. I like the word mental disease because, like I said, this magician is all about having the power, the mental drive, because in order to manifest and in order to pour things down from non-existent, basically, you have to think of it first. You have to ingest the frequencies within you. Like, let's go back to what I was talking about with Pisces, about frequency, about going with the flows, feeling. It's all about, and Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and Neptune blurs the lines between reality and disillusion. So with this magician here, if Post Malone, not if, Post Malone was struggling at one point to figure out what truly was making him happy with this Two of Cups, because the Cups is all about emotions, is all about feeling, and Two of Cups is all about a relationship with self, a relationship with music, a relationship with the career and music industry, a relationship with connections of people that he's meeting, like Jelly Roll, Martin Wallace, and all these other country collaborators that he's going with. He's forming the connections. He's forming the bonds. He's fostering them. He's growing them. He's putting time and energy into it. He's truly not pulling a Beyonce. He truly is saying, I am here and down for the cause of country. I am country. Country is accepting me. Country is embracing me. And I embrace country back. This is who I truly am. And because of that, we see here with the Page of Pentacles, as he's embarking on this new leaf in his music career, it's like he's being a child all over again. It's like he's being like I said, it's congratulations 2.0. It is his big breakout moment all over again, but except instead of him being in this childish state, I mean, he's still in a childish state because it's a new journey. And anytime you're embarking on a new journey, you are going to be in an infant stage and be a baby and innocent and don't know what you're doing, or fumbling along the way until you get all the way to number 10 and then realize maybe some of the steps you took along the way didn't get you to where you want, but you are going to definitely walk away with at least one lesson. And that lesson is to love self first and treasure and value thyself. So because of that, let's just pull just one outcome card to see how Post Malone's career is going to go. How's country going to do him? These cards almost wanted to fall out. One almost wanted to slip. Ooh, baby. Okay. So let's just see. His music career is his baby. Country is his baby, his soul. It's been like country has been in his blood since he was a big boy. Okay, let me stop playing for real. Country, and Post Malone. What are we going to say? Do I want to pick this card? Okay. There we go. That's a beautiful card. A white mouse. A white mouse represents innocence, as I was just talking about with this Page of Pentacles, and even the baby flashed out. And even I was talking about infancy stages. He is embarking on a new journey, but also at the same time, he's showing courage and resilience. He's taking on the lessons that he learned from this 10 of Swords, and he's not going to allow that to stop him and stunt his growth. He's going to continue moving forward with those lessons. And because of that, he's ready to face any challenge that comes towards him, even when he's the fact that Just one card. Please tell me about, because for it to be in the foundation in the present moment, I'm kind of not vibing with it. I would really like it to just scoot its way into the past. So I'm not, and because I'm doing this as a circle, this is where he started off with, and this is where he's rising up from. He's rising up from being unable to make his dreams work the way he wants to work. But I just need to pull one oracle card, just one card to tell me about this magician upside down. Just tell me the energy of the magician. That's all I want to know. Okay, I'm just going to read the first card that came out. And that's... I can't make this up. I literally cannot make this up. The card that came out was Child, which basically represents an infancy, but it also represents puberty. Infancy, when you're a baby, you're fresh and new, you don't know what you're quite doing just yet, but you know you're eager, as an eager soul. You was eager to come here and live your life and experience life and the joys of life and just enjoy being human, honestly, even though we have a little bit ups and downs. Life isn't perfect, but it's the life you wanted to live out loud. And this is the life that Post Malone wanted to put into his, wow, of course, all about the Saturn return, because it's exactly Saturn return energy that I'm talking about, that he put this like a monkey wrench in his career for him to face it and help him evolve and grow as a human first, instead of just maybe getting swallowed up in the industry, being taken advantage of by the industry, selling his soul to the industry. He's still pure and authentic and untouched by the industry, and that's the way he wants to keep it, especially the way things are going now. But also it symbolizes puberty, which is another phase, another lesson, another evolution. Puberty is awkward. It is not the best. We all look back at our puberty ages and we sometimes question our decisions. It's okay. It was puberty. We didn't know what we was doing then too. It was also awkward. It was another infancy stage of trying to figure out what we want, who we are, who do we want to be, before we reach our 27 year of age, where we go into our 30s and realize that we're about to get off of the calendar, as my mom liked to say, and then try to figure out who we are in the world outside of an academic or outside of just who we like. He doesn't want his music, even though he's totally into music, he doesn't want his music to define him as well. He doesn't want to be boxed and categorized. He wants to be able to authentically be himself, and to be authentically yourself, you cannot be putting yourself in a box. You are your own box. You are your own label. So he is wearing the label of Post Malone, and this is who Post Malone is. A country boy who loves good old America in his heart. And can we front him from that? Honestly, let's bring back country, please. Let's let that be our 2025 resolution. Bring back country and bring back the good old days, the good old boys, as they call them. And that's it. Hey, if you ask me, whenever I look at a country video, they having bonfires, they drinking good old Buzz Light, even though I don't drink. They just chilling, they vibing, drinking that moonshine whiskey. I mean, maybe they might get a little drunk, a little bit tipsy, might go a little bit too overboard. You know how that alcohol gets in your system. You start having some lower inhibitions and be a little bit more cocky, a little bit more loose, a cocky, fresh, loose, you know. But it's all in good name, love, and fun, especially when you're surrounding yourself with like-minded people who aren't going to want to start fights with you. And that when you guys do get a little bit loosey-goosey, it's funny and it's not a bad time at all. So let's go back to those days where we probably weren't so sensitive and we did truly love one another, even though we weren't really living our authentic selves at that time. But that's where we got to learn to have the past meet the present, have the past meet the future in this present moment. We can be our authentic selves and still love each other all at the same time. Wow, what is going on in the universe? Why is it every time I talk about Coachella, which had no peace at all, ironically, I'm talking about having peace on earth? So maybe that is something within Post Malone. Maybe that's something within Post Malone. Does he want peace? Yes, he does want peace. Blue skies. Okay. I'm not going to look at the other cards, but blue skies definitely represents endless opportunities and fresh starts and taking on chances and just think about it. If you go outside on a clear day, not a single cloud in sight, look up at that beautiful, beautiful sky blue. And doesn't it kind of look endless? Kind of like when you look down at the ocean and it's like clear and you swear you can see like the bottom of the ocean. It's like that. It's the sense of awe. It's the sense of being swallowed up. So because of that, it's just a good old time for him. He's enjoying the ride. He's enjoying finding himself, and he's enjoying finding himself and expressing himself, and that everybody else can chime in on that too with his good loving, I could say. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading about Post Malone. I sure felt like I sat up here and preached to somebody out there. Please tell me down in the comments, did you receive my preaching message today? And if you haven't, please go check out my Coachella reading, which I'm going to apparently have to do another reading on Coachella because there's way too much drama going over there in Coachella. It was supposed to be about sustainability, love, peace, and sunflowers. Post Malone ended it. Why is there hate at Coachella? But anyway, I digress. It was all about sustainability, but they wanted to suck you dry of ticket prices. With that being said, I'm going to leave that alone. You're going to hear those thoughts about next time when I read on Coachella. So with that being said, please subscribe if you have not subscribed already. It would really mean a lot to me and Lady Crone. We would really appreciate it. Please and thank you. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this reading on Post Malone, or if you just enjoyed the message that I had to preach. Please give it a thumbs up if you definitely resonated with this reading and it helped you in some sorts of way with your life. And with that being said, I will see you, sunflowers, in the next one. Sunflowers!